Hey guys, it's Gabriel here. In this video, I want to share with you how you can learn to speed read a book a day without much effort and master anything you want in life. Now, we all know that the ultra successful people in the world read a lot. Bill Gates read about 50 books a year. Mark Cuban states that he read about 3 hours every single day. And Elon Musk, when asked how did he learn to build rockets, he said, "I read books." So the thing is this, I was a nobody and both my parents didn't do very well financially, and unfortunately both of them passed away due to cancer in my early 20s, leaving me all alone without any siblings. So to those that say Gabriel's rich and runs a successful business probably because he was born rich. Yeah, right, you can suck it. But I was able to learn how to start a business, one of which grew to nearly 8 figures a year. Guess what do I credit most of my success to? Reading books. But unlike some people, I wasn't born with the love for books. I hated books all my life. I had to learn to love reading books. Even though most of us know that we need to read, but we don't. Why? Because reading can be really hard. Many of us have a ton of reading lists, but we never got down to reading it. But do you know what's easy? Hitting the like button. I highly appreciate that. And since you're hitting the like button, you might as well hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. So today I want to share with you a new speed reading technique that I stumbled upon that helped me to read almost effortlessly. It allows me to read a 300-page book that's probably going to take people weeks in less than 2 hours. Which means you can technically finish a book a day if you want to. I was able to do that with about 80% comprehension of the book and without much effort at all. In case you think I'm some kind of genius, this technique is so easy, anybody can do it, and your mind will be blown away just how easy it is. With this new ability to read fast, you can now pretty much master any skill set in your life. It's like a superpower. You'll be able to pick up a book and quickly absorb the knowledge and things you want to learn. For me, that's business, marketing, sales, finances, investing, relationship, spirituality, and pretty much anything else that is important to you. I've not seen anyone teach this method and I'm sharing this for free because I know this is going to help a lot of you do better in life. So let us get right into it. Before I share this technique, it's also important that I establish one more thing. If not, this technique will not work, so do not skip this part of the video. It is always important to set an intention of why you want to read whatever you want to read in the first place. And it's much easier to read when you are reading something that you are genuinely interested in. Now, I know that sounds simple or even stupid, but a lot of us read not because we want to read, but because someone recommended a book to you and trying to force it down your throat. And how do you know what you're really interested in? Just pick up more books, read a bit here and there, see if it captures attention, and then move on if it does not. And I know that's not what we were taught. We were taught to always finish what we have started. Do not move on to the next book until you finish the current book you're reading. So even if it's boring, right, finish it. That is what we've been taught. Now, this is the reason why so many of us hate reading. So I'm going to give you the permission right now. Put down any book that doesn't capture your attention. Put down any book that you don't find interesting. If the topic of the book is interesting to you, it should be easy to hold your attention. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's go into the technique with 6 simple steps. Step 1. Go to your phone or your iPad or whatever tablets you want to use and download these 2 apps. Go to the App Store or the Play Store and download Amazon Kindle. Okay, and Audible. We'll be reading on our phone or tablet. I know some of you prefer the actual physical book, but trust me, we will get there. We're going to use these 2 apps to train our reading speed, and once we have the ability to read fast, you can then switch back to physical book if you want to. Now, here's the thing, you need both apps. You will also need to sign up for an Amazon account and Audible account. Link to sign up for Amazon or Audible as well as some of my recommended books are in the description below. You'll be supporting my channel if you use any of my link to buy any books. Step 2. Go on to Amazon right now to order any books that you want. Okay, so this is one example of a book, and you want to buy both the Kindle version and the audio book version, which is the Audible version. Okay, most popular books have both of them. Now, some books, when you try to buy the Kindle version, it will also have the option to add audible narration just by clicking on this box. So go ahead and check out right now. Now, some books will not have it when you click on the Kindle version. It doesn't have the checkbox. So you have to buy this version as well as to buy the audiobook version. Step 3. Open up your Kindle account refresh your Kindle account. It should be linked into your Amazon account. And once you have done that, the book that I have just purchased will show up in my Kindle app. I just need to click on this to download the book. All you have to do right now is to open up this book. And for books that allow you to add the Audible narration with the checkbox, you will find this option right below to download the Audible narration. So all you got to do is to tap on this to download right now. So once you are done with that, right, this is still loading right now. It's 40, but I'm ready to play. The play button will be ready. All you have to do is to tap on the Audible narration at the bottom here and go all the way to the top. Okay, all the way to the top and click on this narration speed, and you can turn the speed into 2x speed. So when that happens, you just need to click on this button here and it will bring you back to the text. And then now what you can do is you can start reading from wherever you want. Okay, so here's an example. I'm going to play this.
Preface. Don't read this book. If you picked up this book because you were intrigued by the short-term goal of making $1 million in 12 months, let me start by quoting Dan Sullivan. Being an entrepreneur is a life sentence. Actually, it's more like an epic adventure, but it does last a life.
So I'm going to pause there, right? So what is happening right now is that this app will start reading it to you and start highlighting the text as it's reading to you. So when you're doing this, a few things is happening right now. I'm now reading a book that generally requires 8 hours of reading time in just half the time. That's 4 hours. And this is just the beginning. I'm going to share with you how you can go even faster in step 6. Now some of you are thinking right now, 2 times speed, isn't that too fast? I can't seem to focus on the reading speed. Now here's the thing, you can start at 1.5x if you want and then work your way to 2x. But here's what's happening in your brain. Your brain is a supercomputer, do not underestimate it. When you play at 2x speed, right, it may seem uncomfortable at the start, but your brain will eventually adapt and eventually you will find that 2x speed may be too slow for some of you. You're also engaging both your visual and audio to read. I call this immersive reading. This has allowed me to retain more of what I read with better comprehension than any speed reading technique that I've tried. Now the best part, most speed reading techniques requires you to read mentally to yourself. That requires more brain power, which will ultimately make you tired faster. But when the app is reading it to you, all you are doing is listening, which requires way less effort. With this, I'm able to hold my attention longer, even while reading at this speed. Now, if you don't believe me, try it. At least try it and see it for yourself. For books that when you're buying, it doesn't allow you to add the Audible narration and you have to buy the Audible separated version, all you have to do is to open up a separate app called Audible. So here's the book that I'm reading recently called The Chimp Paradox. So I can turn this up and then I can go back to Kindle and I can open this up. Okay, I can play the Audible version.
Working with a man who understood the chimp model but was still having trouble with his wife. He said at the time she was difficult with him and said some unpleasant things and then apologised. One day it dawned on him that his wife also had a chimp that may go out of control without her approval.
So what I'm doing is I'm playing on the Audible app while reading it on the Kindle app. It is not as seamless, but it will still do the trick. Step 5. Read with this method for at least 15 to 20 minutes a day to train your brain. Since you're doing it at 2 times speed, that's equivalent to 30 to 40 minutes of reading time. Your brain will eventually start to adapt to the reading speed, and now you will naturally start reading fast even without the app. I remember very clearly there was a Saturday evening when my friend introduced me to this book called Sell Like Crazy. You may have seen their ads before. There wasn't any Kindle version back then, which means that I have to read this book physically. So I had to take the physical book from him and started reading it. Now to my surprise, because I have been training my brain to read that fast, I was able to finish this book that contains about 350 pages in less than 2 hours. My natural reading speed has increased tremendously. The next day when we had a conversation about the book, where we were talking about one formula in the book where my friend said something about 4% of your audience are buying now. Now I remember very clearly it wasn't 4%, but it was 3%. So we kind of went back and forth and I eventually pulled out the book and I found that page and I said, that 3%. This means that I was able to remember most of the details in this book even though I was reading it that fast. Step 6, and this step is optional. Now you can speed it up. You cannot do it with the Kindle narration app because if you click on this and you try to increase the speed here, right, the maximum speed is only 2 times speed. So what you want to do is to go back to your Audible app okay, and click on the speed button at the bottom and scroll all the way down, and you can see that you can even click 3x or even 3.5x. So what you want to do right now is to go to your Audible app, change it to 3 times reading speed, and play it while you're reading it with the Kindle app. A word of warning, you probably cannot just listen to it without reading it, because you'll probably not be able to catch any word, as 3 times speed is really fast. But if you're reading it at the same time, I promise you it's much easier than it looks. This way you're able to finish a book effortlessly at 3 times the speed, which means that an average book that has about 200 to 300 pages, you can finish it in less than 2 hours. So wrapping up, to be able to read fast and have good comprehension of anything you read is like a superpower. Anytime I'm stuck in any areas of my life, I just research 3 to 4 books written by experts and just absorb them all. This helps to give me more perspective and come up with better solution for any of the problems that I'm facing. Now again, I've personally not seen anyone teach this method. It is simple, it is easy, just by using technology, and I'm sharing it here for free because I know this is going to help a lot of you do better in life. Let me know in the comment section what are the books that you're going to try with this method. Are you excited about it? And let me know if this is helping you. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for more similar videos to help you to do better in life. So that's all I have for you today. Bye for now.